Hi, I hope you're enjoying these last few days of summer. It sure felt like it went by really fast. For those of you who have not met me, I am Professor Bauer, and we together will be exploring the thoughts of the great thinkers who influenced the Catholic intellectual tradition. I say influenced with great emphasis because we're not necessarily reading only Catholic authors. We will also be reading Plato and Aristotle because their writings influenced the thoughts of great thinkers later on, people like Augustine and Aquinas, who became great Catholic saints. You're probably wondering what this course is all about. The title is kind of overwhelming, and a lot of students see the word Catholic and they think it's a religion class. It is not. This is not about what Catholics believe. This is not an attempt to convert you. I'm not going to talk about the sacraments. We're really talking about great philosophical thoughts. And I have selected three that will frame our readings. First of all, I think it's really important to understand, what is happiness? How is it different from pleasure? And how do we find happiness? And I'm happy to tell you that we have some answers from a couple different writers whose writings we will be exploring. The second question is one that a lot of students are troubled by, which is the question of the origin of evil. Why is there evil in the world? If you believe in a benevolent God, it's hard to believe that a benevolent God would create evil. But if God didn't create evil, then where did it come from? And if someone else created it, some person, some entity, some being, does that mean that that person or that entity is somehow stronger than God because he, she, it created something that God did not want? That's a really vexing question, and Augustine really struggled with it. I'm happy to tell you that he actually did find an answer. I don't know if it will be your answer, but it is an interesting answer that he came up with. And then finally, a question that a lot of students have told me really troubles them is the question of why bad things happen to good people. We look at small children who develop cancer. They're so little they could not have done anything terrible in their lives, and yet they suffer terribly. Or sometimes someone you know who seems like a really good person who's making a great contribution suddenly is killed in a car accident or has a heart attack, and we're left wondering, why? Why did that person die? Did God make that happen? Did God let it happen? Did it just happen out of the blue and God had nothing to do with it? So we'll be exploring that question as well. I hope you can get the idea that this course is a lot different from many of the other courses that you take throughout your college career. It is not a skills-based course that trains you for your future, and it's not even one of those courses that makes you well-rounded because it gives you a wider base of knowledge. This is a course that's really all about you. It's about you exploring what these great thinkers had to say and finding your own answers, what you think happiness is. And the thinkers didn't all agree with each other, so you can pick and choose, or maybe you find your own answer. It is a seminar course because we want you to think about these great writings and to decide what they mean to you in the context of today's society, which is very different from the context of the writers whose writings we will be exploring in this course. So I hope that whets your appetite for a little more, and I'm very much looking forward to meeting you all very soon. Have a great rest of summer.